What is up, everybody? One Piece chapter 1045. Spoilers are in. We're excited. I know y'all are excited because Oda was out here watching every Acme cartoon he could find to come up with these crazy abilities that they're talking about in this chapter. So, without further ado, let's get into it. You know the moves. What's up, everybody? It's your man, Shanime, here, back with some more One Piece spoilers, chapter 1045. Pew, pew, pew. Let's get into it. So, some of the talking points for this chapter are One Piece 1045, titled Next Level, and it'll have the following spoilers. So, the color spread starts off with the whole Straw Hat gang together with the phrase "Sea Liberation" somewhere on the chapter. It's pretty cool, still following up with the whole Sea Liberation, Nika, God of Liberation, freedom, and that theme is still prominent, pushing it along. So that's pretty dope. And it's going to go into then Luffy fighting Kaido, which is going to be the majority of the chapter, if not all of it, which I'm always for. Luffy and Kaido, hand on hand, fisticuff energy, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to start with this. They're fighting. Luffy then tells him this is very fun and that he's going to have a good time. And we're also told by the spoilers that, or the leakers, that this is going to be a super fun chapter, and this is something that us, the readers, are going to really enjoy, which is interesting because I'm like, well, all the chapters have been really dope, and I've really enjoyed every single one. Everyone has essentially been cranking up more and more. So this one in particular, they feel that is going to really wow us. Hey, say less. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. And then Kaido was shown to be shocked by Luffy's abilities, saying it is both Paramecian and Zone abilities with its power to transform the environment and himself respectively, which is always kind of dope. And that's something that they talked about in the last chapter where they were speaking how his ability has the model human fruit, Nika. However, in the last chapter, his last thing was he transformed the ground into rubber in order to reflect it, which is the Paramecian ability. So that is super interesting. You know, we're still figuring out how the full scope of the human fruit Nika model still works, and we're getting glimpses and pieces of it throughout the chapter and throughout these respective chapters. And it's just like, Oda, I don't know where you're getting this. I don't know what this is going to turn into, but Luffy is looking straight OP. He's looking straight broken. He has zone abilities with this Nika model. It augments his strength. Last chapter we saw he was able to fully like cartoon, Looney Tune Popeye his arms and stuff. Granted, it was something he could already do with rubber, but something interesting that I think is going on is this is more than rubber. A lot of people were talking and alluding to the fact of, oh, it's like, you know, the essential of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Toon World, you know, where he just cartoonizes everything, which would make sense. And I'm pretty sure that's what it is, considering the fact that, you know, even starting off some of the fights, their eyes were like bulging out. Everything was looking super cartoony, not like manga, but like Acme, Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, Sylvester the Cat, cartoony kind of stuff. And I'm just like, okay, maybe if you're telling me he has like the freaking, you know, the mask ability where he can just turn the real world or their equivalent of the real world into a freaking cartoon and everything is just goofy and he can do whatever he wants as long as it's like in his imagination. And we've seen some of these cartoons with like old school, you know, Acme and Looney Tunes where they are just pulling out grenades out of their head and exploding and everything's just fine. It's super insane. That's the gist of it. And if his abilities reflect something like that, that's going to be wild. Okay, so the next section goes into Luffy displays a new ability called the Gumu Gumu no Higat, which then makes him grow stories tall, and he turns into a literal giant. And the way that he's drawn in the chapter, he resembles that of a god, which is, well, goddamn. God dang it, Luffy. And then it comes into Yamato and Momonosuke reaching the roof and seeing Luffy in this new form, absorbing all that Luffy greatness, Luffy senpai, and all of that stuff. So, this is gonna be a wild chapter. Luffy's out here just displaying new abilities. Everyone's gonna start seeing him and just taking in the fact that, oh snap, Luffy's really back. We weren't assuming, we weren't just, you know, caught off guard thinking, well, maybe we were just, you know, we made that up. We didn't really see him or we didn't really hear the heartbeat. Now they see him on the roof, God form Luffy, towering over Kaido like, I'm about to turn you into sauce, pound him into goddamn apple juice. But so then it goes into Luffy runs out of energy in the fight. However, he gets a second win when his heart starts beating again with the sound of the drums of liberation that we heard in the chapter prior. That da-dum, 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 which is interesting because then I'm wondering, so does his heart in this form essentially work as like a constant engine where he can just keep pushing through? Is it working separate from Luffy's own will? Clearly, where you know what it is? It reminds me of how Enel in Skypiea arc just restarted his heart. He was like, nah, you thought it was over? Psych. Second life, green mushroom from Mario. And I don't know, this goes out to my Kingdom Hearts fan. It's low-key like the Kingdom Hearts scene where Sora gets beat and he, the float, and you hit continue and the heart just goes back inside of you. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, where Luffy he just gasses out, but his heart's like, nah, Playboy, we got a second life. New game plus. And he's like, okay, just hops back up like nothing happened. And he's still good to go. And the chapter ends with Luffy punching Kaido, which is low-key disrespectful. Because I'm at this point, I'm like, yo, ain't this like animal abuse? Because like Kaido's big. He's a big giant. He's a big giant dragon, and I get that. But I'm like, if Luffy's tower sized, right? You know, like super, super big, god form, and he just slugs Kaido in his face. I'm like, hey, come on, bro. Kaido's a little old, you know what I'm saying? You know, Kaido went through a lot. You know, you ain't got to hit my man that hard, bro. You ain't got to dog my man Kaido like that. I get it. He's the bad guy. But put some respect to my man Kaido's name. He was out here throwing hands all day with everybody, and you want to just come out here with these giant knuckles and catch him slipping? But I digress. He punches him in the face, and it ends with Luffy saying to him, this is very fun, isn't it, Kaido? And it's about to get real. It's about to get real. And I'm excited. I know y'all excited, and we'll see where it goes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's your man, Shanime. Life, liberty, love. You know the vibes. Like, share, and subscribe. And hit that bell to be notified for any future videos that I will be putting out. With that being said, we out.
Rocking alone up in the city nights. Yeah. Whipping and dipping, I just need a new way. Call on your phone, girl, I'ma need you right here. Back in my feelings, but it's really too late. Oh.